every time I'm in my city, I try to come here. We ordered some blini with mushroom, buckwheat. We are going on this new funicular, which was just opened this year. Hi everyone, welcome to follow the Winklers channel. My name is Olesya. I'm currently living in Los Angeles, but every summer I travel to Moscow, my home city, and this is my usual summer vlog about what's happening in Moscow, how the city looks, what I was doing. Check out amazing oasis in the center of Moscow. So this is like a tropics zone created near the Red Square and the Historical Museum. A few days ago there was an Indian festival here. I guess it's still going, so you can actually have here a lot of food. You can enjoy just sitting near the fountain. Look how pretty. Who thought there can be palm trees near the Red Square? Very awesome, seriously. It's very popular because it's fresh and just a lively ambiance here. A lot of place to sit and also a lot of food options. It's amazing, guys. Palm trees and the bamboo and the waterfall just at the footsteps, the stairs of the Red Square. Let's start with the beginning. There's interesting moment of entering the country because there are a lot of rumors and many people are interested, all right, if I go, like how safe it is, you know, I want to make sure I enter the country smoothly and what's going on. So to tell you the truth, I've never had issues. Even though I have Russian passport and American passport and I'm clearly in the system, and every time I come in, it's always that I live in the US. Meanwhile, the only things I can be asked why I'm coming, and I say to visit the family, or for instance, do I live currently in the US or not. Saying this, I heard from other people that if you haven't been in the country, or maybe that's your first visit ever, and if you haven't been in the country for several years, like let's say 5 years, you can be asked to go an additional check, let's say, so where you will be asked additional question like why are you coming, what's your purpose, where you will stay, what are you doing. So that's probably not the most pleasant situation, but I've heard some people occasionally had this kind of additional check. Again, I didn't have any of this, and I think if you know why you're going, with what purpose, where you will stay, for how long you will stay, what you will do, then I think you'll be okay. New style of summer kiosk in Moscow these days. It wasn't here last year, so this actually really looks like a fridge. It's more like a retro fridge, and inside you can get some ice cream. Filming for you another summer pavilion, this one in the shape of a rocket, like a spaceship, you know, like also retro spaceship. I mean, the designers of these summer pavilions did amazing job, seriously, amazing job, because this is so pretty, this looks modern and cool. By the way, this one is actually the ride, it's a kids ride, so they can slide inside and then have fun in this like small balloons. Awesome. In general, if I compare this year visit to my last year visit, I must say that I haven't noted that a lot of things have changed, and especially that they have changed to the worse, except what I call like the connection, the social media. In some areas of Moscow, you can have challenges, maybe downloaded some websites. Like for instance, my dacha is situated near the airport, and I have a feeling near the airport they block some international websites, some sources, so I literally couldn't download several websites which I could absolutely without any problem download in Moscow, in the city. Instagram and Facebook and some social media, they limited, the usage is limited, so you need a VPN to download those websites. And actually with VPN you can do a lot of things, but you need to figure out which VPN will work on your phone, because some VPNs will work better with like let's say the iPhones with Russian number, while other VPN will work better with iPhones with international number. So you know, when you come in, you need to ask people around, ask your friends, ask people you know what VPN they exactly use, which works for them. You know, there are these connection challenges. Not to mention for sure that if the government sees some drones, you know, flying into Russia from whatever direction, like there is almost never anything serious in Moscow, but they close the airport for a while, calling it planned carpet, and meaning that, you know, if they see something suspicious which they don't like, they will close airport for a while. So, you know, people will have to sit in the airport, wait for their plane. Only when it's considered safe, the plane will take off and the plane will land. So this is tricky, this is not the best news. Again, I was lucky this year not to experience anything of this. I usually fly in Domodedovo, which is the airport on the east side of Moscow, which I think is safest. So in Domodedovo, I actually never have issues, and mostly everything is very smooth and very safe and normal. But some people this year, this summer, flying from some other airports, it was probably like July, beginning July, they had some issues, and there were a lot of planes which were late, and people didn't have the best experience. Чтобы увидеть, как бессонница в час ночной меняет нелюдимая обивой. To tell you the truth, when we come to Moscow, me and my kids, we have like the best time of our life. Seriously, one of the best times, especially summertime. The city holds a fest which is called Summer in Moscow, which means that there are a lot of free activities and kind of a free, very creative pavilion situated around the city. Everything is, decorated. There are a lot of master classes, a ton of free stuff, a ton of free sports. So this is another part of the summer fest, the circus. And it's dedicated to the kids for sure, but I know it's very popular with adults also during the day. So this is actually like a naked feet path where you can walk on the stones and the sand without shoes during the day. Well, today it's been rainy and also it's 8 p.m. by now, so there are not a lot of people. But I saw that actually this is like super popular during the day, and look how colorful and creative it is. I mean, the landscape designer, the interior designers, I give them really the best mark because this is super cute. And I understood that, my kids love it because the city is exceptionally clean. It's probably hard to find any city in Europe or in America these days which would be kept so clean like Moscow. It's crazy. It's almost like a paranoid idea of cleaning the city, but I mean, they wash the city all the time. There are machines. They change the roads very fast whenever they see the road is kind of old, the walking space is not nice. They change everything, they rebuild everything. So the city is in exceptional form, in an exceptional condition. Just walking around the center behind the mayor house in one of the just a traditional old streets. Want to show you, the look and feel and how beautiful is everything done, the pedestrian walks and the main road. So these are really old buildings which have been restored, which are regularly painted. Our mayor really does incredible job keeping the city in a very good shape. You see that the city is constantly being renovated, improved. I mean, some Moscovites don't like it because it's kind of an endless process, but I appreciate it. And I think especially with the climate we have, which is pretty challenging in the winter time, I think this is really important to keep the city in a good shape. As a Moscovite, as a tourist, you will enjoy every single moment you're in that city because you will see that it's modern, it's super clean, there are almost no homeless people. I used to live in Santa Monica for 2 years, and unfortunately the amount of things I saw which are not taken care of is very, very frustrating. Probably remember that when the war started, and still there are so many articles about the brands leaving Moscow, the brands leaving Russia. No McDonald's, no Starbucks, no H&M, no other stuff. So I've been seeing this progression of things every year since the war started, because I was going to my city every single year, and I can tell you, by this time Moscow has everything, just everything, because either some brands are still working but under different names, or with a franchise scheme or some other schemes, or there's a new brands which took the place of old brands. There are also some niches where Moscow, and I mean Russia in general, made a big work, what they call replacing the brands. So meaning in the clothing sector, in the food sector, in the beauty and cosmetic sector, there are just so many brands which appeared on the market, which are either Russian or Russian Chinese, or they are from Middle East. I mean, a ton of brands. So what you will see, you'll definitely not see the shortage of brands and the shortage of products on the market. There is like almost everything. If you go to the store, which is called Golden Apple, it's, let's say, like a Russian Sephora store, you will see that there are 4,000 brands from all over the world. Right now I want to show you the big store in Moscow, which is called Zolotoye Yabloko, Golden Apple. So it's a huge chain of cosmetics and makeup and other beauty things. Imagine like kind of like a Russian Sephora type. And so it has so many different beauty products. Now it's 8 p.m. and you can see how many, women, ladies, girls, how much they're shopping. My God, it's still... I'm actually doing a report about the store, so I'm showing how much is going on at 8 p.m. here. Я просто снимаю репортаж как раз про магазин, показать американцам, сколько всего в Москве есть. So it's super cool because besides the brand which you all know, like Tom Ford and Bobbi Brown, actually saw Anastasia Beverly Hills, but there are so many other brands which you have no idea about because I guess it comes from completely different markets. Brand from Italy, I saw brands from Korea. I actually saw also a lot of Russian cool cosmetic brands. There are probably not many, but quite a few. And I mean, just the amount of the ladies shopping here is incredible because it's not even weekend, it's a regular day. And you can see how popular it is and just how much selection you have here. I mean, the store is actually much bigger than Sephora or Aldi, yes. It is just a ton of stuff. Like it has a special selection of the kids cosmetics here, which you can see in front, with so many cute things, for the girls, the stickers, the nails, the shower products. Look how cute everything is. I mean, I didn't even study which brands are this one. Like I heard of Olesya for sure. I've seen this brand, but there are again just so many new brands which I didn't even see last year when I was filming here last summer. So that's pretty incredible. And I'm actually happy that a lot of brands which actually entered the market, some brands which have never been here. So this cosmetic market is a lot of opportunities because Russian women, they want to be always very beautiful, pretty, well taken care of. And the brand which leave the market just opens the space for a new brand, believe me. This niche will never be empty here. I remember when H&M left Russia, many moms were frustrated that, it was such an affordable and cute clothes, which is hard to get. But now in Russia, you have Gloria Jeans, which is a Russian brand, and which is, I mean, like an H&M, but even better with the amount of collection they produce, the style they have for kids, for toddlers, for teens. Amazing, amazing collections for a very affordable price, which my kids love and which I definitely recommend to you, even if you're a tourist in the city, to pop in, see what's available and get something. This is a huge brand which produces clothes for women, for kids, for teenagers. It's very affordable. The stuff is actually pretty good. I was just walking around looking at this kind of a summer collection and it looks super cute. Prices are really affordable. Like I'm thinking to get this short. I think it's super pretty, and there are some bodysuits. Very nice models. So I mean, amazing stuff and super cute collection for kids with bears, with the summer strawberries, a lot of leggings, different shorts, t-shirts. What I love that it's actually a lot of cotton, so the fabric is very natural. If you're looking for pajamas, for underwear, so many cool options and like really cute pattern. Like check that out. The summer style with cherries, with strawberries, really cute and nice quality. Look at this if you want to have like hoodies and more warm stuff for like toddlers and smaller size kids. 399 rubles. This is literally for free. This is like super cheap and a lot of cute things for autumn. So this store in Pushkinsk actually has 3 floors, so I'm going down to see some like boys teenager collection. So much stuff. So if you need clothes for bigger kids like teenagers, you'll be also lost here because there's a ton of clothes. You can find street style clothes with color and you know, a lot of different patterns, as well as more, you know, beige colors, black and white colors, different patterns, some t-shirts with some Russian words. So a huge selection, like pretty much the whole floor is dedicated to teenagers, both boys and girls, and it's a lot of cool things. Today we are in a shopping mall called Avia Park. It's a new mall where we haven't been before, which is like nicely shocked how big it is, how everything is like nice, clean, a lot of brands. You can find here some European brands, some, you know, general international brands, you know, but as well as a lot of like Russian brands and Chinese brands. So the choice is very good, I think. Like down there on the first level, you can see L'Occitane, Incanto, Boss, you know, some Italian and European brands. Stars Coffee is like a Russian replacement for Starbucks. And then on this floor where we're right now, there is a lot of like street style clothes for younger people, teenagers. There is this Trend Island like multi-brand store with a lot of selection of women clothes. So it's very interesting for us just to check out what's going on because all the stores look different. Everything looks just interesting. Some brands are completely new and unknown to us, so we kind of like to hang out and see, you know, what's happening, the prices. Now also it's a sales season. Many stores have sales because it's like the end of summer soon, beginning of August. So just wanted to give you an idea of what's going on. And a lot of cafes and restaurants. Like this whole next floor is pretty much just eateries, restaurants, cafes. So the selection is very good. One of the things I do in Moscow every time I visit, and what I recommend for you to do, especially if you're a woman and plan to visit Moscow, to do all of your beauty things, because, you know, if you look at the prices in Moscow and other parts of the world, well, I will compare it with LA, then you will find out that Moscow prices are much lower, while the quality is very high. We're very capricious in terms of like beauty. We like everything to be like thorough and nice. You know, we immediately feel if there is like a gimmick doing your nails fast or like doing so blowout. So our quality is exceptional, very high, for the price which is much lower than in other countries. So to give you an idea, something like highlights, you know, the change of color, beautiful highlights on the hair will cost here in LA minimum $500. While in Moscow, I managed to do it for $180, which is already pretty expensive for Moscow. I did it in a very central salon, you know, very good hairstylist. So if I had time and desire, I could find much cheaper options. But that's to give you an idea of how different is the price. To do a very nice manicure and pedicure in LA, with let's say Ukrainian and Russian masters, which will give you like a very nice quality of mani-pedi, but it will cost these days around $200, you know, with the gel and with the nice work. In Moscow, considerably cheaper, maybe like 5,000 rubles, $50. LPG session in Moscow is around 3,000, 4,000 rubles, which is let's say $30 to $40. In LA, $100 just for a session. And so on and so forth. Like facial in LA, you need to pay $200 minimum for a good facial with a mask, with maybe ultrasound, cleaning, I don't know, some like lifting treatment. In Moscow will be probably 5,000-6,000 rubles. So maybe more than the previous years, we used metro, and you know, this is just like iconic thing in Moscow. You need to use the metro. Metro is clean, beautiful, but also what's amazing, Moscow is building several new metro stations every year. So this traditional metro map, which I used to see in my childhood, which was just like a circle with lines, you know, in between, Now this map has changed dramatically because there are more than 270 stations, and they build new cool stations every year regularly. They look awesome, you know, many are different styles, not like our traditional, very kind of heroic, beautiful station, but some are actually very special in minimalist. Anyway, it's just a pleasure, you know. My son, that was his last hobby. He was saying, just let's go to this metro station and this, because I want to check out how they look and what is like the most prettiest one. So that was cute. And you know, metro is good, it's safe, it also allows you to save a lot of money on the taxi if that's your goal, so highly recommend. Today, for you, especially for you guys, I'm at the Red Square. I'm literally standing at the heart of the Red Square here. Every time I'm in my city, I try to come here and just spend here a few moments. This is an incredible place of, you know, force, very re-energizing for every Russian who loves its own country, who appreciates this history. It's a place of, you know, power, force, incredible energy. And it's just a special feeling, you know. It's even hard to explain for me this feeling, you know, this range of feelings which I feel standing here, because you know it's such an incredible space. It's big, it feels just amazing in any kind of weather, whether it's like sunny or rainy. I've been here winter time when there is a winter fair here. It's just incredible, and you can see so many tourists enjoying this space. You know, they come here, they just hang out here, they sit here. Always popular for the picture, you know, for the special moments to remember. Just, you know, outstanding. In my video, I always like to talk about some new things I noticed in Moscow this year, because, you know, I come, I have a limited amount of time and actually see a lot of things happening, a lot of things going on. Sometimes even my friends who live in Moscow, they say, oh wow, you went there already, and like, how was it? Or like, we didn't hear about this. So this time I saw an interesting new area which is called Zil Art. It's a new area, it's like a new district in Moscow which was recently built. You can get to this area by actually very new electrical boat, which is super cool. If you want to see, you know, how look the new districts which are being built for Russians, for Muscovites, then I think visiting Zil Art is a must, because that was just very cool, interesting experience, like not being in Moscow at all. Today we are testing the new electric boat on the Moscow River, which will be part of like the Moscow transport system. This is literally electric boat which is charged, you know, by electricity and uses the special kind of a charging station. It still works in the testing mode. It's very good, we like it. It goes very smooth, very modern. Looks nice. New district which is called Zil Art. This is a relatively new living district with new buildings. We made it here on the electrical boat from our area, and just want to show you the picture and give you the idea how more modern areas of Moscow look, you know, how everything is being constructed. This is the electrical boat we took from Taganskaya area. It took us approximately 50 minutes with stops to get here. It's very nice, so we want to discover new areas. Already inside this area, in between the condominiums, a lot of cool new buildings. Inside it's actually all pedestrian, so you cannot drive here. There are parking garages, or you park outside the area. And in between buildings there are already some stores, infrastructure, you know, beauty places, restaurants, cafes. So this is how it looks. If you not necessarily want to live in the center of Moscow, a bit further away, but you want modern architecture, you want modern style of the buildings, apartments, then this is one of the options. And another place I go to visit every year is Vdnh Park, amazing park which was built actually during Soviet times, and it has several pavilions representing actually all those republics of the Soviet Union, like Ukraine, Belarus, Georgia, Uzbekistan, Tajikistan, etc. And beside those pavilions, which are these days museums, fairs, restaurants, you can just find a lot of cool new things, new museums, new restaurants, new playgrounds. You can see the little farm for the kids, the lake, the funicular, so a ton of things. Literally in one day, if you spend there, you know, a lot of time from morning till evening, you will not be able to see everything. So today we are in Winklers Park, and we are going on this new funicular, which was just opened this year. Last year, you know, it was still being constructed. We saw that this is produced by Austria and Switzerland manufacturer. Looks very cool, and there are a lot of people who want to try. And we're gonna go.
Ух ты, здесь вообще строительство какое.
Мега стройка, я не знаю, что они там делают. Да, тут еще будь здоров всего сколько.
Ты видел? Смотри, какая. Ничего себе, такая штука. Да?
Вау,
А
классно.
вон, смотри.
For many Muscovites, it's one of their favorite places to go, to walk around, especially during summertime. We have the Museum of Space in the same park, and that was actually super cool. I've seen some space museum in other countries, like I saw the space section in the Museum of Leonardo da Vinci in Milan, which was awesome. I saw some space museum here in LA, and I must say that Moscow exhibition is also very thorough, you know, very high standard, very interesting for the kids and adults equally, so definitely a must-see. Ну и напоследок мы в музее космоса на ВДНХ. Кстати, отличный музей. Мы пока сюда не доходили, сегодня первый раз. Очень много классных всяких инсталляций, космические корабли, спутники. Есть что посмотреть, для детей очень тоже интересно. Так что советуем вам дойти до этого музея, павильона «Космос», и здесь провести спокойный часик. In terms of food, it's always a nice experience. We love our Russian food. My mom cooks a lot. We go to places. Like, there is anything for every budget. Today we're having dinner in Teremok, which is a Russian chain which focuses on kind of blini and the Russian food. So we ordered some blini with mushroom, buckwheat, sweet blini, and Anthony got some mushroom with mashed potato and soup. So for everything, for 3 persons, we paid around 2,400 rubles, which is $30 in the current exchange rate, which is like $10 per person, I think, which is a pretty good price for, was like a homemade food, because everything is cooked, you know, for us, very fresh and tasty. Such new concepts as food courts are really popular right now. You can find several like markets and food courts where it's more affordable, and you can find a lot of different food options. So you can come with your family or friends, and there are actually like kiosks or like small shops with different food, and any of you can try either like Georgian or Korean or Russian or Thai food, and then you can sit at the table just tasting your different foods. Amazing concepts, very good, and there are a few of those places like this in Moscow. Today we're hanging out at the Central Market. This is like a food market in Moscow. It's really located in the center, Tsvetnoy Boulevard, and so here you can find a lot of different food corners. Pretty much any food you can imagine, you can find here, I think. For instance, you can find here the original Georgian food. This is some things which Russians really like, khachapuri. It's like a special cheese pizza. And also you can find more interesting things like chebureki and some kind of a Georgian pelmeni, which I call hinkali. The prices are decent. You can probably have the food. One dish, you know, 500, 600 rubles on average. Very cool. I think this Georgian place is popular. This is a shrimp place. Like you can order some shrimp, different style, udon, fried, grilled. So this is second floor of the Central Market. This is a little more quiet and elegant on this floor. You can try here the seafood, some, you know, cheese corner, very nice fish. And this looks a little more elegant, very nice, maybe for a date or for a meeting up with friends. Super cool. In terms of price, pricing, Moscow for sure is like quite expensive city for Russia. I mean, it's a capital. It has been always more expensive, and it has become more and more expensive for sure with sanctions, with the last several years. Even though I said there are a lot of brands which appear, there was a lot of brand replacement, but I mean there are no big miracles in this life. The prices have started to grow considerably. But again, as a tourist, if you come as a tourist, if you come from probably Western Europe or US, you'll find so many things cheaper. Some clothes, the food. We're blessed to have still a very cheap, almost like free medicine and education. So the things are amazing. It's our social legacy, and we really love it, and we're so proud of it. But otherwise, again, for the Moscow vibe, it's been more expensive, and I can feel it. I can feel it actually more in the groceries, because probably I come with kids and we buy a lot of groceries, we eat all the time. So at some point you can see like, oh my God, so much money just spent on the groceries, on the fruit and veggies and the meat and dairy and the cafes. So, we eat and we spend. In my opinion, Moscow also continues to be the city with amazing, kids-friendly infrastructure. If you come with kids, if you plan to visit, there are some amazing play zones, play parks. Go check out Jockey Joya. It's a chain of playful parks for the kids, usually situated in the malls. It has a ton of entertainment. It's so clean, it's so modern. It has like some very modern games like laser tag and different button games. Amazing experience. I don't know, we have a lot of entertainment in the US, but I've never seen anything of this like modern, high quality and kept in such a great condition. You'll love it. I mean, it's not cheap. Again, you will spend several thousand rubles just going there for a couple hours, but it's totally worth it. Your kids will love it. You can celebrate birthday. It's something we do right. We want kids to develop, we want them to have a good time. Also, the weather is not that great most part of the year, so we work very hard on creating these indoor spaces which would be cool, clean, safe, interesting. So this is something I think Moscow can be proud of, and my kids love it. So with this, I'll be wrapping up. I hope this vlog was interesting. I hope you learned about some new things and saw for sure at least my perspective of how the things are developing, where they're going, and what's Moscow like summertime. I hope some of you will be able to visit Moscow in summer 2026. I definitely plan to be there. And if you have any question, write me in the comments. I'll be happy to answer it. Well, now I'm back to California for sure, and next vlog will be about my life here. Stay tuned.